Hey girls, this is Katie. This video is about what we did to get our BFP this past cycle. We didn't do really anything that special, but some people have asked specifics, so here we go. Neither one of us took any meds besides multivitamins. I take a prenatal every day, and in addition, we did take, both of us, vitamin D, just an extra 1,000 not milligrams, international units, whatever that is, a day, just one a day, so 1,000 extra. The prenatal does have like 100% of the daily value, it says, but I got my levels tested earlier in the month, and my doctor suggested taking additional to boost that. So that's something different. I drink green tea every day. Not necessarily because it's supposed to boost fertility, although what could it hurt? I had given up coffee over the summer, and I switched to green tea because it has less caffeine and it does have antioxidants and just general good health stuff. So I drank about just a cup every day, and it was the loose kind that was in a little tea ball. I got different kinds from different places, but it's delicious too. We didn't use pre-seed or any lube actually, so that was not a factor. That was something we were going to try in the future, and probably still will, but not this time. Our baby dancing pattern. So first let me talk about my OPKs a little bit. So I had a very strange cycle. I started taking OPKs on cycle day 14 because I usually ovulate between 15 and 19. And as it turned out, I ovulated on day 23. So I have all my OPKs here. I'm going to post an image at the end because some people are really into this stuff. But I took OPKs once or twice a day during the time that I expected to ovulate, and I kept getting negatives and kept getting negatives. Finally did get a positive on the morning of cycle day 22, and it was negative again by that evening, but then based on my temperature, I had ovulated on cycle day 23. I didn't have a temperature rise until 24th. So if I hadn't been tracking my temperature, I would have been super frustrated and probably given up by cycle day 23, because I wouldn't have had, I wouldn't have known that my temperature still hadn't risen, so there was still a chance. I probably would have just looked at all the negatives during my fertile period and figured, forget it. There's no chance, So we intended to follow the every other day baby dancing pattern. And we started on 9 days past ovulation that day, I think just because we were in the mood, not because we decided to start on that day. So I think people with low sperm counts generally do every other day so that there is ample time for a sperm to regenerate, for there to be a really high count by the next time you baby dance. And we didn't have any idea what my husband's sperm is like. We've never had an analysis. We never got to that point, so who knows, but basically that's what we did, except that he got sick in the middle of it. He had either food poisoning or some kind of stomach virus, so that disrupted our pattern a little bit. So we just went as close as we could to the every other day. Also in there we traveled, and we were staying at my in-laws' house for a night or two, so we got a little bit off our pattern. What we ended up doing, based on when I ovulated, we baby danced 2 days before ovulation and then the day after. And who knows, that did it though. I did look online and found a study from the New England Journal of Medicine from 1995 testing that theory about every other day versus every day. There's a slightly higher percentage of pregnancy if you have sex every day. This is among all people, like all healthy people. It's about 37% if you have sex every day during your fertile window. Of course, you need to know exactly when your fertile window is and really hit all of those 5 days. If you baby dance every other day during that window, it's at 33%. So pretty close, slightly lower, but again, this is accounting for everybody. So that number would probably be higher for people with a low sperm count. But since you never know, that pattern I think is just fine too. And then the study also said if you just have sex one time during the fertile window, you have a 15% chance, which I still think is pretty pretty substantial. I don't know. Alright, other stuff I learned from my temperature, I did have a pre-ovulation dip in the temperature, and I had an implantation dip on 6 DPO, which is pretty early for that, but again, thank you charting. I was able to figure that out, and that's probably why I had such a strong positive by 11 DPO when I tested, because I implanted early. So I think in general, we got lucky this cycle. Not lucky. Things worked out for us this cycle because we were really happy and relaxed. We had our anniversary, and we went to our friend's wedding. We were really excited about. So I think we were just really having a good time, you know, and that helps. So I'm not giving any sort of medical advice. I'm not saying this is what you should do and you'll get pregnant, but this is our story. That's what worked for us. So keep an eye out for my week 4 pregnancy video. I was supposed to do it yesterday, which was actually my first day. Yesterday I finished 4 weeks. My weeks turn over on Thursday. But I was so exhausted last night, I just couldn't do it. So I'm really hoping for today to try and stay on a good schedule with that. So keep an eye out. Have a good weekend, everyone.